Have you ever wondered what causes eating disorders and how they can be treated? Well, eating disorders are complex mental health conditions. They aren't just about food but are deeply rooted in disturbed eating patterns and an excessive focus on body weight, shape, and food. They are not a lifestyle choice or a phase one goes through, but serious illnesses that can have severe physical and psychological consequences. They can affect anyone, regardless of age, gender, or background. And it's not just the person suffering who feels the impact. The ripple effect can be felt by their family, friends, and the wider community. Like a stone thrown into a pond, the waves spread out, touching lives in ways we might not even realize, but there's hope. There are ways to treat and manage these disorders. Now let's delve deeper and understand the causes of these disorders. So what causes eating disorders, you might ask? Well, it's a complex interplay of genetic, psychological, and environmental factors. Let's break this down. Firstly, we have the genetic factors. It's like having a loaded gun. Certain genes can make an individual more susceptible to developing eating disorders. It doesn't mean they will definitely develop one, but the risk is higher. Just like a loaded gun doesn't fire by itself, it needs a trigger. These genetic predispositions need environmental factors to manifest into an eating disorder. And this brings us to the psychological factors, the triggers that can fire the gun. These include elements like low self-esteem, the desire for perfection, dissatisfaction with one's body, and a distorted image of one's physical self. It's like looking into a distorted mirror where you see a version of yourself that's far from reality. These distorted perceptions and feelings can lead an individual down the path of an eating disorder. Now let's talk about the environment, the field where this loaded gun stands. Our environment, shaped by societal pressures and cultural ideals of beauty, plays a significant role in the development of eating disorders. Add to this the negative body images splashed across media platforms, and it's like adding fuel to the fire. Our environment can often validate and magnify the distorted self-perceptions, pushing an individual further into the clutches of an eating disorder. So, to sum it up, eating disorders are caused by a mix of genetic vulnerabilities, psychological factors, and environmental influences. It's like a three-legged stool, where each leg supports the other. Remove one, and the stool might not fall, but it becomes unstable. Remove two, and the chances of it toppling over increase significantly. All three together and we have a sturdy, albeit destructive foundation for an eating disorder. These factors together contribute to the development of eating disorders. But what are the effects of these disorders? Let's dive into that next. Eating disorders have severe consequences, both physically and emotionally. The physical health impact is often what springs to mind first when we think of these conditions. Malnutrition, electrolyte imbalances, and organ damage are just a few of the possible outcomes. The body, deprived of essential nutrients, struggles to function optimally, leading to complications like osteoporosis and hormonal disruptions. But the effects of eating disorders extend far beyond the physical. The psychological and emotional impact is significant and in many cases, equally as damaging. Higher rates of depression and anxiety are common among individuals with eating disorders. Obsessive-compulsive tendencies related to food and body image can become all-consuming. Self-harm and suicidal ideation are also sadly prevalent, highlighting the immense emotional distress these disorders can cause. Moreover, the strain eating disorders place on interpersonal relationships can't be overlooked. The preoccupation with food, weight, and body shape often leads to social isolation. Relationships with family and friends may become strained, as the individual struggles to maintain a facade of normalcy while battling internal turmoil. This can result in reduced quality of life and hindered personal and professional growth. It's crucial to remember that these effects are not a life sentence. With the right treatment, they can be managed. It's never too late to seek help and begin the journey to recovery. The path may not be easy, but the destination, a life free from the shackles of an eating disorder, is worth every step. As we delve deeper into this topic, we'll discuss various treatment approaches that have proven effective in managing eating disorders. These include psychotherapy, family-based treatment, medical and nutritional management, support groups, and in some cases medication. Remember, there is no one-size-fits-all solution, and what works best will depend on the individual's unique circumstances and needs. These effects are distressing, but with the right treatment, they can be managed. So, how can eating disorders be treated? Well, it's important to understand that eating disorders are complex conditions that require a comprehensive, multifaceted treatment approach. This typically involves psychotherapy, medical and nutritional management, family involvement, support groups, and in some cases medication. Let's start with psychotherapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT for short, is a widely recognized and effective treatment approach for eating disorders. It's a type of therapy that helps individuals identify and challenge their distorted thoughts and behaviors related to food, body image, and self-worth. By working with a therapist, individuals can develop healthy coping mechanisms, improve their body image, and establish healthier eating habits. Next, we have family-based treatment, also known as the Maudsley approach. This treatment method is especially effective for adolescents with eating disorders. It's a unique approach that actively involves the family in the treatment process. The focus is not only on restoring weight and normalizing eating behaviors, but also on addressing family dynamics that may contribute to the maintenance of the disorder. By working together as a team, families can help their loved ones regain control over their eating and their lives. In severe cases, medical stabilization and nutritional rehabilitation may be necessary. This involves close monitoring of the individual's physical health, addressing nutritional deficiencies, and providing guidance on healthy eating patterns. The goal is to restore the individual's health and nutritional status while simultaneously working on the psychological aspects of the disorder. Support groups and peer support can also play a crucial role in the recovery process. Participating in support groups, such as Eating Disorders Anonymous or engaging in group therapy, can provide individuals with a sense of community, understanding, and encouragement. It can be incredibly reassuring to know that you're not alone in your struggle, and that there are others who understand what you're going through. Lastly, medication may be prescribed as an adjunct to psychotherapy for individuals with co-occurring mental health conditions, such as depression or anxiety. However, it's important to note that medication alone is not considered a primary treatment for eating disorders. It's typically used in combination with other treatment modalities to address the full spectrum of the individual's needs. In conclusion, treating eating disorders requires a holistic and individualized approach. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation. Each person's journey to recovery is unique, and it's important that treatment is tailored to their specific needs and circumstances. By employing a combination of these evidence-based treatment approaches, individuals can recover from their eating disorder and lead a healthy, fulfilling life. These treatment approaches can help individuals recover and lead a healthy life. Eating disorders are complex conditions, but they can be managed effectively. This statement encapsulates the journey we've taken together in this video, a journey that has brought us to an understanding of these disorders that are so much more than just about food. They are born from a mixture of genetic, psychological, and environmental factors, all converging to create a storm within an individual's mind and body. This storm manifests as an unhealthy relationship with food, body weight, and shape, and its effects can be devastating. Eating disorders can lead to severe physical health consequences, from malnutrition and electrolyte imbalances to organ damage and osteoporosis. The psychological and emotional impacts are equally distressing, with increased rates of depression, anxiety, and even suicidal ideation. And let's not forget the social and interpersonal struggles, the strain on relationships, the isolation, and the hindered personal and professional growth. But with all this darkness, there is hope. Effective treatment approaches exist, and they are multifaceted, just like the disorders themselves. Cognitive behavioral therapy, family-based treatment, medical and nutritional management, support groups, and in some cases medication, all play a part in the recovery journey. Each of these approaches serves a unique purpose. They help individuals challenge distorted thoughts and behaviors, develop healthy coping mechanisms, and improve body image. They involve the active participation of the family, focusing on restoring weight and normalizing eating behaviors. They address nutritional deficiencies and provide guidance on healthy eating patterns. And they offer a sense of community, understanding, and encouragement during recovery. The road to recovery is not easy, but it is possible. And it starts with understanding. Understanding that eating disorders are complex but treatable conditions. Understanding that it's okay to seek help. Understanding that recovery is a journey, and like all journeys, it begins with a single step. Remember, seeking help is the first step towards recovery. If you or a loved one are struggling with an eating disorder, reach out to a mental health professional. It's not just about surviving, but thriving and living a life free from the chains of an eating disorder. Your journey starts now.